They can cut it to single digits. Oh, LeBron James! A ferocious flush!
LeBron looks awesome.
He looks awesome, man.
Did you see Chael Sonnen's been ranting and screaming? He's on steroids. Everyone knows he's on steroids.
Guy's 39. He's averaging 35 minutes of...
LeBron James is 41 years old, and he's still throwing down dunks like he just discovered the fountain of youth. At an age when most people are dealing with lower back pain, he's out here posterizing players on the Wizards. It begs the question, is this elite genetics, or is modern science doing the heavy lifting?
But LeBron James brought this crowd to its feet. How old is he, Ian?
We've all seen these highlights before. LeBron charging down the lane, finishing with authority over and over again. At 41 years old, with all that mileage on his knees, he still reaches back with his left hand and throws down a poster so violent the rim starts shaking. But let's break down the numbers. The average NBA career ends around age 33. By 35, most former players look out of shape. Kobe, Shaq, Charles Barkley, they all age like normal humans. Meanwhile, LeBron is at an age where he should be hosting a podcast and playing celebrity golf tournaments. Instead, he's logging 35 minutes per game and leading fast breaks like he's still in his prime. It's as if he's discovered how to freeze time. Or, more realistically, maybe his financial investments are helping him beat Father Time.
If the world understood what LeBron did, like other basketball players will hear what LeBron does and go, well, yeah, but that doesn't matter, right? It's like a baseball player. You're hitting a stick out of the way. It doesn't matter. It's like, no. If you knew what these performance enhancers did, then you would know why it does matter.
What do you think he's
there's
doing?
only one. We have the same drug guy, if you will. I know exactly what he's doing. But there's only one golfer.
Please tell.
There's only one golfer. I'm not going to. But there's only one golfer that follows the big three. And the big three is EPO, growth hormone, testosterone. That's the Lance Armstrong diet. There's one golfer, but it's Tiger Woods. Like, yes, it does matter. People will say it all the time, it doesn't matter. John Daly won it. It's like, it matters. Trust me that it matters. EPO matters. It's the reason LeBron takes it. It matters. And if other basketballers understood what it did, EPO increases your red blood cells, which gives you endurance so you can play all game long. You can shoot in the fourth quarter just like you shot in the fourth minute.
More red blood cells. Okay, got you.
It's the king of performance enhancers.
We've all heard the polished PR version of this story. Maverick Carter and LeBron's team love to publicize that he spends $1.5 million annually on body maintenance. It's a clean, impressive number that conjures images of premium organic diets, cutting-edge cryotherapy chambers, and elite personal trainers pushing him through grueling workouts. We're led to believe that if we all just had $1.5 million and access to a hyperbaric chamber, we'd also be windmill dunking at 40. Right, and I'm sure that hyperbaric chamber is purely filled with oxygen and nothing else. Definitely no performance-enhancing cocktails being prepared in that Mercedes Sprinter he uses as his mobile recovery center.
And I said, you want to, because someone says LeBron did it, right, or he might be on it because it's his wife and this. Well, the FBI said LeBron wasn't on it. He was clear. Yeah. I don't give a fuck what you want to think now. The FBI said he's clear. So what you want to insinuate has no merit now because the feds, when they did their thing, it was clear. Right. Period.
Let's address the rumors that have shadowed the king for over a decade. Remember the biogenesis scandal in 2013? The clinic scandal that brought down Alex Rodriguez and several other MLB stars? Well, when certain federal documents were unredacted, guess whose name appeared? Not LeBron directly, he's too calculated for that. But his inner circle raised eyebrows, specifically his longtime friend and business manager, Ernest Randy Mims. Now, I'm not claiming that having your closest associate linked to a performance-enhancing drug clinic automatically implicates you, but it's similar to discovering your roommate is a master chef while you're mysteriously gaining weight and eating gourmet meals nightly. It's a coincidence that carries the distinct aroma of testosterone. Then there's Chael Sonnen. Chael is a professional provocateur, but the man understands performance enhancement from his UFC days.
And he and I have one thing in common. We use the same drug dealer to buy our EPO. And I don't see anything wrong with that. Like, there's performance-enhancing drugs, and they'll come out and try to tell you those are bad. Performance and enhancing are good terms. You can pin that on me all you want. If there's something out there that can make you better, I'm not gonna lie about it, like a lot of other people are. Yeah, but it's a wonderful drug. See, this is what
Guys, it's good.
It's a legal medicine. This is what Lance Armstrong did when he finally came clean. It was something called EPO. And in the world of performance-enhancing drugs, in my experience, EPO is king, and it is king by 8. I would pass up 5 other stuff just to have that, but it's very, very different.
Chael essentially suggested that LeBron is clean in the same way a freshly detailed car is clean. It looks pristine on the surface, but there's substantial chemistry maintaining that appearance. Chael's argument centers on the impossibility of maintaining that muscle mass combined with elite endurance at 41 without pharmaceutical assistance. And honestly, when you watch LeBron sprinting back on defense in the fourth quarter after logging 40 minutes, it's difficult to argue he's just exceptionally well hydrated.
That's how many people that out of the 8 billion people on this earth that say LeBron's not on steroids?
No.
That's people make you believe that he's on steroids?
Let me ask you this. If you're the NBA and that's your biggest man, you really expect that? You're going to try to dig some work like, don't let this go up.
Fear.
Because if this goes out, they're going to look at LeBron different.
Fear. But let me ask you this.
Think back to the Miami Heat era. That's when the LeBron is built like a tank narrative really exploded. He looked sculpted from granite. He didn't just have muscles, he had muscle definition on top of existing muscle, and somehow never showed fatigue. He'd play every regular season game, dominate playoff minutes, and then compete in the Olympics during the summer. It's a recovery capacity that makes Wolverine look lazy. Comparing footage from that era to today, he hasn't lost much at all. His vertical leap might be down slightly, but his explosive power remains largely intact. At 41, your natural testosterone production should be declining significantly. You should be losing muscle mass rapidly. You should need 3 days to recover from a casual jog. LeBron is experiencing the opposite trajectory. He's essentially a 250-pound science experiment operating as a point guard. We also need to examine the German doctor pattern. Whenever LeBron suffers a minor injury that would typically require 6 weeks of recovery, he vanishes for 10 days and returns looking more powerful than before. "I went to see a specialist," he announces. Right, a specialist conveniently located in a country where regulations on experimental medical treatments are, let's say, more flexible. It's the same protocol Kobe used for his knee treatments. It's marketed as Renaquine, or platelet-rich plasma therapy in the official descriptions. But who actually knows what's in those injections when you're the world's most famous athlete? Let's revisit that $1.5 million investment, because it's genius as a cover story. It's the perfect explanation for any physical anomaly. You think it's suspicious that I recover like a teenager? It's the $1.5 million regimen. It's brilliant marketing strategy. It transforms a potential controversy into an inspirational work ethic narrative. It makes every other NBA player feel inadequate because they're only investing a few $100,000 in their bodies. But if it were purely about money and advanced recovery techniques, why isn't everyone replicating these results? Why isn't Steph Curry suddenly 230 pounds of pure muscle? Why isn't Kevin Durant still jumping over opponents at 37? Because even with elite trainers and premium nutrition, Father Time eventually catches everyone. Unless, of course, you've hired a better chemist than Father Time himself. The physical transformation of LeBron James throughout his career is something medical researchers should probably examine, or perhaps the DEA. Looking at his rookie season in Cleveland, he was a lean, explosive athlete with natural gifts. Then Miami happened, and suddenly he looked like he was auditioning for a superhero franchise. His jawline became more defined, his shoulders expanded dramatically, and his stamina reached levels that defy human biology for someone carrying that much muscle mass. This isn't natural physical maturation. This represents a radical physiological transformation. Typically, when a player adds that much size, they sacrifice speed and quickness. LeBron got faster. He became a freight train with ballet dancer agility. Let's discuss the anti-aging industry for context. We're living in an era where billionaires like Brian Johnson spend millions injecting themselves with their children's blood plasma to reverse aging. Do we honestly believe the most competitive athlete in modern history isn't exploring every gray area of sports medicine? LeBron is obsessed with being the greatest of all time. He wants every record. He wants unprecedented longevity. If there's a designer peptide, a banned hormone, or an experimental steroid that hasn't appeared on prohibited substance lists yet, you can bet it's included in his morning routine. The NBA's position on this issue is the most entertaining aspect. The league is a business empire. LeBron James is the face of that empire. If your face is exposed for using banned substances, your market value collapses. So what's the solution? You implement a testing system that essentially functions as an intelligence test. If you're smart enough to employ the right medical team, you'll never test positive. It's a mutually beneficial arrangement. LeBron maintains his superhuman abilities, and the NBA continues selling jerseys and broadcast rights. Everybody profits, except the unfortunate rookies forced to defend a 41-year-old machine who hasn't declined since 2005. Consider the recovery timeline. This is the biggest red flag. In that Wizards game footage, LeBron is playing at maximum intensity. After a dunk of that magnitude, a typical 41-year-old would require extended rest and a heating pad. LeBron casually jogs back on defense, flashes a smile, and repeats the performance 5 minutes later. The sheer volume of games he's logged is astronomical. He has accumulated more playing minutes than nearly anyone in NBA history, yet he's never suffered a catastrophic career-ending injury. No ruptured Achilles tendons, no torn ACLs, nothing major. His injury history is either a statistical impossibility or evidence of highly advanced cellular repair treatments. Think about the "Strive for Greatness" slogan. It's exceptional branding. It frames everything as purely mental toughness and dedication. If he's still elite at 41, it's because he wants it more than anyone. If he recovers faster than his peers, it's because he prioritizes sleep and recovery. It's a narrative that completely ignores basic human biology. No amount of competitive desire prevents natural muscle deterioration. No amount of quality sleep stops the inevitable decline in explosive athleticism. Unless, of course, your mindset includes the willingness to pursue every available advantage, regardless of legality. Even how he discusses his longevity sounds carefully rehearsed. He credits his discipline and work ethic. He posts workout videos from 5 a.m. training sessions, but thousands of athletes maintain similar dedication and retire by 32. The differentiating factor isn't effort, it's access to resources. LeBron has access to treatments and protocols the average player doesn't even know exist. He's the ultimate test subject for the future of human athletic performance. Let's examine the circumstantial evidence. Remember when LeBron's wife, Savannah, posted a video showing unusual marks on his abdomen? The internet erupted with claims they were injection sites. Naturally, his $1.5 million PR apparatus immediately clarified they were from standard medical procedures or cupping therapy. It's always an alternative explanation, never the obvious conclusion. It's like seeing someone with white powder under their nose who insists they just ate a powdered donut. Eventually, you stop examining the donut and start examining the powder. Then there's the LeBron versus Jordan longevity comparison. Jordan retired, returned, retired again, and came back one more time. By age 40 on the Wizards, he was still effective but clearly diminished from his peak. He couldn't elevate for dunks. He played old man basketball, mid-range jumpers, and crafty post moves. LeBron is still attempting to posterize defenders. He's playing young man basketball in a 41-year-old body. If the greatest player in basketball history couldn't preserve his athleticism at 40, how is LeBron actually improving his dunking ability? It doesn't pass the credibility test. The psychological pressure must be extraordinary. Being LeBron James means existing under constant scrutiny every moment. Maintaining the perception of being a genetic marvel while potentially relying on advanced pharmaceuticals requires discipline that is itself superhuman. If he's using performance enhancers, he's the most disciplined user in sports history. He doesn't exhibit emotional outbursts or erratic behavior. He makes no mistakes. He remains composed, professional, and dominant. But consider the consequences. He's establishing an impossible standard for young players. Rookies look at him and believe that with sufficient dedication, they can compete until 45. They don't realize they're competing against $1 billion support infrastructure. They're bringing conventional weapons to a technological arms race, and those weapons include HGH and EPO. It's a distorted reality we've collectively accepted because it's tremendously entertaining. What happens when he finally retires? Does his physique suddenly deflate? Will we witness a retired LeBron who drops 20 pounds and can barely touch the rim? Let's just say we are soon going to get all the answers.